Hi all, today is our 4th CGC unboxing video, and I kind of pulled a fast one on the guys. See, have you ever thought about, you've got a comic book, you're going to send it in, and there's just like one little spine tick, and you think, hey, you know what? If I just dab a little Sharpie on that, they'll never know. Well, I got news for you. We're going to find out what happened when I did that. So stay tuned. Hold on to your Mjolnirs, and let's get nerdy in here.
Nerd, nerd, nerd. Nerdfarious.
Thanks for joining us for another CGC grading video. The three of us, we haven't been doing an intro. I'm Stark.
I'm Great White.
I'm Ken.
And we should have been doing that in our other videos, but we didn't. I just probably put up our names. But
You know
anyway.
who we are by now.
Yeah,
you know
you
who we
should.
are.
So we're going to grade these books. We're going to see what we think they'll come back as after they are pressed and graded. So for this first book, Avengers number 181, we have the first appearance of Scott Lang, who is the second Ant-Man.
That's one of my favorite covers. I really like that. Not a big Avengers fan, but I do enjoy that cover. It has some bends and creases. I gave it a 9.2.
So same sort of things. Few color breaking spine ticks. Some of it may press out, but I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 9.4.
All right.
Avengers number 181, 9.4 white pages.
I always love to see white pages. I had it as a 9.2, near mint minus. So not very far off. That's just probably one more defect I saw that they didn't see, or in my opinion versus their opinion.
You know what? I'm just going to start deferring to Ken because he makes it, and I just keep butchering these books. I had this at an 8.5, and to look at it now after the pressing and everything, it really is. It does present well. It's a good looking book. I just maybe I'm seeing issues where there's not any.
I ended up getting it right on the money with the 9.4. Or some a little more optimistic.
Well, they are your books.
All mine are 9.8s.
All my books are when I'm. It depends on if I'm selling or buying. If I'm selling, it's a 9.8. If I'm buying, it's a 9.0.
Yeah, that's good. That's good business. That's good biz.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Okay, the next book is Detective Comics number 585, and it has the first appearance of Ratcatcher, and that's just a super cool cover as it is.
It is a very cool cover. I gave it a 9.0. It's got some, color breaking spine ticks. Is basically going to be its biggest problem.
Same sort of thing. I gave it an 8.5.
I love this book apparently because I gave it a 9.6.
Oh,
yeah!
wow.
I think I kind of missed the mark on this one.
That one's going to be. Let me star that one. I'm curious
This is
what
where
that one's
Brad
going to be.
blows his average.
Goes off the rails there.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Detective Comics number 585, 9.6 off-white to white pages.
Very nice. Good grade. I had it at 9.0, so I wasn't real close on it.
Yeah, apparently I was in a bad mood that day and hated the world. I had this at 8.5 again. I'm glad to see it come back higher. I really kind of like the cover, and yeah.
I got it on the money. I'm on fire. I got a 9.6, and it came back 9.6.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Presser's making me look stupid. Or maybe I just look stupid. I'm not sure.
I have no excuse.
Okay, this is Batman 655, and it has the first cameo of Damian Wayne, who's Batman's son, and this book right now is on fire. Everybody's wanting this book because of the James Gunn announcement of using Damian Wayne in the next, segment of DCU.
Well, I'm a big fan of the, Wayman brothers, so I gave it a 9.6. There's really nothing wrong with this book. It just got some waving to it, but...
Yeah, I had trouble finding anything seriously wrong with it either. I put it as a 9.4.
I put it as a 9.4 as well.
Okay, next is Batman 655, 9.8, also with white pages.
So I graded it at 9.6. Again, I don't really grade things at 9.8, so I'm pretty happy that had it that close.
Yeah, I'm happy I was in the ballpark. I had it at 9.4. I really like the cover, though. I think that's super sharp. I like the blacks and the reds.
Yeah, I had a 9.4, and I am super jazzed about this because I like the whole Damian Wayne series, and this was one of those appearances, his first appearance. It's a cameo, and to come back 9.8, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I might put this underneath my pillow and sleep with it tonight. And then following the 655, we have Batman 656, which is the first full appearance of Damian Wayne, Batman's son.
Again, there's nothing really wrong with this book. Some of these moderns, they're so much nicer and easier to keep nice. I give it a 9.6.
I had an issue with a couple spots. Nothing major. I went a little low at 9.0, but I could easily see it scoring higher.
And I gave it a 9.2.
Batman 656, 9.8.
What I'm talking about.
I graded a 9.6. Again, I don't really typically grade things at 9.8, but happy that you got the grade that you were looking for there, Stark.
Yeah, yet again, apparently it's a Batman bias on my part. I had this as a 9.0. Yet again, I'm glad to see that they don't go by my judgment or my scale.
Yeah, I went low with a 9.2, so that's great. And here we have Captain America 341. This is where the Captain is fighting Iron Man.
I gave this an 8.5. It has some color-breaking spine ticks and some bends and creases.
Okay, I didn't see as much of that. I have a little more faith in it. 9.2.
I gave it a 9.2 as well.
So I'll be the embarrassed one, I guess.
Or we will.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Captain America 341 in the purple label 9.6.
That's right, people. I pulled a fast one. Have you ever wondered if you saw that little spine tick and you thought, you know what, I can take a Sharpie and just dab a little bit on there and maybe the CGC won't catch it and it'll be a higher grade? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that because this is what'll happen. I think there were two little spots along the spine that I just hit with the Sharpie. So anyway, there's a little experiment there, and you might want to not do that.
How dare you defiling a comic book like that?
Yeah, I can't believe I'm sitting next to you now. So ashamed. No, it's nice for people
to see if they caught it.
I did do it on purpose to see if they.
You know what? That's a nice little trick though. Is just letting some of these guys out there that think they can get over. You can't.
No, don't even.
They
try.
know what they're doing. Agree with them or disagree with them on any individual book or basis, but they know what they're doing. They're gonna catch you.
Okay, this is Captain America number 217, and it is the first team appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. super agents Blue Streak, Falcon, Texas Twister, Vamp, and Marvel Man, who later becomes Quasar.
Whew, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
This book has a lot of wear to it. I gave it an 8.0 without going into details as to each problem area.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. I'm a little bit higher at 8.5, but I think that's probably be max for that book.
And I went a little higher than Bob with a 9.0.
Captain America 217, 9.2 with the off-white pages.
I graded it at 8.0. I'm glad to see a lot of those bin defects came out.
Yeah, I was slightly better at 8.5, but yeah, no, I'm glad to see that it come back in far better shape than I thought it was in.
I had it as a 9.0, so I was just a little bit below. So yeah, that's great. Okay, this is Captain America number 312, and it has the first appearance of Flag Smasher, which is the stupidest character ever, but there he is.
Okay, so I gave this an 8.5 for bends and creases.
I gave it a 9, and I think that's best case scenario.
I gave it an 8.5 as well, Ken.
Captain America 312, 9.2 with the white pages.
I graded that one an 8.5, just a little bit off. Again, it's hard to judge when you see the bends and stuff and not sure what, will press out.
Yeah, I rocked the old 9.0 on this one, so I was in the ballpark. Like the cover. Dude reminds me of Space Ghost.
Yeah, I actually agreed with Kenney on this. I had an 8 point. I had it as an 8.5, as an 8.5 as well.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
And here we have an iconic cover, Captain America number 241, and it's the first battle of Punisher versus Captain America.
I gave this a 7.0, mostly for wear on the spine.
Yeah, same thing. Few creases that carry out a little far. I had it at 7.5.
Well, there's no doubt there's some issues with that book. I gave it an 8.0.
Next, Captain America 241.
Oh, Lord.
9.6.
I had this at a 7.0. There must have been something that I perceived as a stain or something else that was going on that obviously wasn't there, or they didn't think it was there. So good on them.
Yeah. I had it at a 7.5. So there was shared hate in our hearts for this issue. I'm not sure why, looking at it now, but yeah, congrats. I'm happy for you.
I had it as an 8.0. I think we just got a real Punisher fan that graded this, because we were all between 7.0 and 8.0, and for it to come back a 9.6.
I don't have my notes that I wrote down when I actually graded this as to why I graded it that way, but obviously saw some defects that I didn't think were, very good.
So on the grader's notes, it said very light spine stress lines, breaks color. And you can see that.
There are a few more than I would think would be worthy of a 9.6, but...
And this, again, is just looking at the covers, but... I mean, I still see... Like, there's still bends. Like, that is clearly...
Oh,
that's
that
a
is.
clearly heavy bend up there. That is...
I don't know if that happened. Maybe it happened during encapsulation.
Could be, well, in either case.
Yeah. That's okay. I'll take it.
It's on paper now. It's on paper. It's legit.
It's in a plastic. It's got to be right.
Yes.
And here, our last book is Daredevil number 183. And similar to the book you just saw, except this is the first battle of Punisher versus Daredevil.
I gave this a 9.2. It's a pretty decent looking book. It's got some bend and creases on the bottom staple in the back.
I didn't like it as much. I only gave it an 8.0 for some of the same reasons. There seems to be some color coming off out of his leg. It could be manufacturer, but it just seems like there's a loss on the blues.
It's a good eye. I didn't see that. I didn't catch that.
I gave it a 9.0.
Daredevil 183, 9.8, white pages.
And that's a pretty popular Punisher Daredevil cover. I had graded it at 9.2. Was happy for Stark that he got the grade that you always want.
Yeah, I must have had nothing but animosity in my heart for comic books that day, because I had this as an 8.0. To miss by that much is just, it should be inexcusable. We'll have to get another grader in here. But no, I'm super happy for you, stoked. I mean, looking at the book now, it presents well. It's very nice.
Except for that dog hair. There we go.
But yeah, congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I end up having a 9.0 on that. Now it's for that moment of truth where we're going to see how we did on that batch. You want the lowest or the highest first?
I don't care.
Okay, we will start with Kenney. He was off by 21.
Jeez. Well, the 7.0 to 9.6 crushes it right there. I mean, that's hard to recoup from that.
So that was, you were an average of 2.6 off. And also it was a negative 21. So Kenney was extremely conservative.
Extremely wrong. That's what it was.
And then Great White here, he was, there's a total of 8 books that we graded, and he had 27, off by 27. So on the average, he was off by 3.4.
Yeah.
And on that 27, it was a negative 27. So he is the most conservative with his scores. And then I ended up with a 17. So I was slightly less conservative than Kenney over here, because I was off by an average of 2.1. And my negative 17, mine was a negative 17 overall. So I am also conservative in my grading. So, I mean,
I never overgrade, that's for sure. I would be a good person to buy from.
Yeah, so anywhere from 2 to 3.5 grades off, and we're usually lower on our grading. So thanks for joining us for that CGC unboxing video. Check back. We'll have more CGC unboxing videos for you to check out. And please don't forget to link.
Yeah. Please do not subscribe. Don't do it.
Don't use the reverse psychology
on them.
Don't subscribe and don't like. No, like, really, seriously.
Please.
Which is it? Like or don't like? I don't understand.
Like.
I had a couple 9 points of this, so I see I got an 8.0 on this list. That's probably a 9.8.
Is this the one
That's probably a 9.9.
Is this one? Is this the batch with the infamous pin drop of 2023?
I don't know.
I know it was a Daredevil, but I don't remember if it was this one or the.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I think it was.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.